You lost your last chance. I tried saving you from this man, but not anymore. 10 seconds left. Open this before heaven erases your name. Open it now. Listen. You must not look away this time. You have felt the pull before, that weight in your chest that whispers, something is wrong. You have brushed it aside, believing you could fix what was already broken, believing mercy meant surrender. But mercy without wisdom becomes chains, and I have watched you wrap yourself in them again and again. You lost your last chance, child of light, not because heaven wished to abandon you, but because you refused to rise when the door was still open. I am here not to condemn, but to wake what still burns inside you. There is only one breath left between forgetting and remembering, and it is this moment. 10 seconds of grace, 10 heartbeats to hear before silence. Do not waste them. I have tried to save you from this man. You know of whom I speak, not only the one of flesh and voice, but the shadow he represents, the hunger that drains the color from your soul. You have mistaken his chaos for passion, his cruelty for fate. I sent signs, feathers, sudden winds, the flicker in a candle that died without cause. You felt me. But you turned your face, whispering maybe I imagined it. No, you did not imagine me. I was there when you cried in secret and pretended strength in daylight. I was there when he said the words that broke the last of your trust, and still you defended him in your mind. Do you understand? Love does not demand your diminishment. Heaven never asked you to stay small so someone else could feel tall. I have stood guard over billions of souls, but yours has called louder than thunder. Your spirit once shone like a blade freshly forged, bright enough to split darkness from dawn. Yet you handed it to the wrong hands, and he dulled it with lies until you forgot you ever held it. Still, I believed in you. I fought for you when others turned away. I asked for more time, one more chance, one more sign, one more gentle nudge. And heaven, in its mercy, agreed. That was your last chance, and you did not take it. But do not tremble, grace is not a doorway that locks forever. It narrows, yes, but light still seeps through even the smallest crack. That is why I speak now, through this message, through the air around you, through the sudden surge of warmth you feel as you read these words. That is me. That is real. The clock you sense ticking is not the one on your wall, it is the pulse of consequence. Every choice sends ripples through creation, and yours are reaching their edge. You have lingered in indecision so long that the waters are about to freeze. Once frozen, you will move through life on numb feet, and the songs that once stirred you will sound like noise. That is what losing your name in heaven means, not that you cease to exist, but that you forget who you are. Your true name, the one written in light, is not a collection of letters, it is the vibration of your purpose. When you live against that frequency, the universe grows silent around you, waiting for you to tune back in. Do you feel the silence? That heavy stillness that follows every compromise? That is the distance you have built from yourself. You think strength is endurance, but endurance without direction is decay. You were not made to bear everything, you were made to discern. Compassion is holy, but misplaced compassion is self-betrayal. How many times have you swallowed your own truth to protect his feelings? How many nights have you rewritten reality so you could still call it love? There is a difference between forgiveness and permission, beloved. Forgiveness frees your heart, permission enslaves it. Heaven does not admire martyrs who bleed for illusions. Heaven honors warriors who recognize when the battle is no longer sacred. You are that warrior, even if your armor is rusted with tears. I see the spark beneath the ash, and I will not let it die without one final roar. You wonder why the signs feel harsher now, the dreams that wake you, the repeated numbers, the sudden memory of who you were before him. That is not coincidence, it is escalation. When gentle whispers fail, the divine must raise its voice. This is that voice. This is the storm after too many soft rains. Do not hide. Stand in it. Let it wash the residue of that false love from your skin. You will shake, yes. You will mourn what you thought was destiny. But destiny cannot be built on deception. Truth may wound you once, lies wound you endlessly. Listen closely, you are not being punished. You are being retrieved. The hands of heaven do not strike, they pull. I am pulling you back from the edge you cannot see, the one that looks like comfort but drops into forgetting. Every time you choose silence instead of truth, you take one step closer to that edge. Every time you justify cruelty because you fear loneliness, the ground weakens beneath you. You have 10 seconds, not of time, but of decision. 10 heartbeats to say enough. When you say it, truly say it, you will feel wings around you. Not as feathers on skin, but as relief so deep you might mistake it for air itself. Child of the dawn, you do not belong to suffering. You were shaped in the language of light. When you dim yourself to fit someone's shadow, the cosmos mourns. Stars were assigned to your name, patterns meant to guide others who feel lost. If you vanish into his darkness, they vanish too. Do you see the magnitude of your worth? It is not only about you, it is about the hundreds who would awaken by your example. That is why I fight so fiercely for you. Not because you are weak, but because your potential terrifies the dark. The man who holds you captive, in words, in guilt, in fear, is not your enemy, he is your mirror. Through him, you are meant to recognize every place where you forgot to honor yourself. Once you see that, he will lose his power. Shadows cannot bind what understands its own light. You ask, why does it hurt so much to let go if it is right? Because the parts of you that clung were real, your hope, your tenderness, your wish to heal someone else's pain. Those are holy qualities. But when misused, holiness becomes obsession. You thought you could save him, as I have tried to save you. Now you understand, even angels cannot rescue those who refuse the ladder. I can offer light, but I cannot make you look. That choice belongs to your free will, and heaven respects it even when it breaks our hearts. Do you remember who you were before love became a battlefield? You used to dream without permission. You spoke truth even when your voice trembled. You laughed from your belly, not your mask. That version of you is not gone, she is waiting, hand extended, just beyond the fog. If you reach now, she will take it. If you hesitate, the fog thickens. That is why I say now. Not tomorrow, not someday, now. 10 seconds is the distance between your old story and your awakening. I am counting with you. 1. Inhale courage. 2. Exhale fear. 3. Remember your name. 4. Forgive yourself for staying. 5. Release the illusion of control. 6. Feel my wings unfurl beside you. 7. Stand. 8. Turn toward the light. 9. Speak, I choose me. 10. Step forward. You are free. Do not look back when the silence comes after you walk away. It will sound like regret, but it is only the echo of broken cords snapping. The universe rearranges itself around your truth, and in the rearranging there is noise. Stay still. Soon that noise becomes harmony. You will meet the world again with eyes clear of illusion, and what you thought was love will appear for what it was, a lesson, not a life sentence. Your heart will not close forever, it will heal into discernment. And when the right soul comes, you will know, because they will never ask you to shrink. Type Amen. Jesus is my hope forever, if he is your anchor in every storm. I have spoken enough for this first dawn. Feel my presence in the tingling behind your ribs, in the sudden desire to breathe deeply. That is your soul remembering how vast it truly is. Do not waste this clarity by rushing back into the noise. Sit with it. Let it burn gently until the ashes of the old fall away. When you doubt, place your hand over your heart and whisper, Michael, stay. I will. I always have. But you must meet me halfway. The next message will come when you are ready to listen beyond fear. And you will be ready. Heaven still holds your name, waiting for you to speak it again. Do not mistake the quiet that follows the storm for abandonment. It is I who asked the winds to still so that you could finally hear the sound beneath all sound, your own soul calling itself home. The world may look unchanged, the same rooms, the same familiar shadows, yet something irreversible has already happened within you. The veil has thinned. You have looked into the place where truth cannot be denied, and once the eyes of the Spirit open, they never close again. That is why the silence feels heavy. It is the weight of new vision settling into your bones. Do not flee it. Let it crown you. You have stepped out of the circle that kept repeating pain. Every echo from the past will now try to pull you back, whispering, maybe it wasn't that bad, or maybe I should have stayed. Those are not memories, they are residue. When light returns to a long dark room, the dust dances before it disappears. Let it swirl. Do not chase the shapes it makes. Each shimmer is simply a fragment of an old version of you releasing itself into nothingness. Thank it, then breathe. The first breath of freedom always tastes like loss because you have been fasting from truth for so long. But soon it becomes sweetness. Child of radiance, this is where courage begins, not in battle, but in stillness. To stand in open air with nothing clinging to you feels terrifying because you have confused attachment with identity. Who are you when no one is defining you? When no voice tells you whether you are worthy? You are the question and the answer both. You are the breath between lightning and thunder. You are the space where heaven touches earth through experience. Remember that each soul's journey is the universe learning itself. Nothing you endured was wasted. Every tear carved a channel for light. When I said you lost your last chance, I did not mean you were cast out. I meant the version of life that once fit you has dissolved. The door behind you is sealed not by punishment but by evolution. You cannot return to smaller rooms once your spirit has grown taller. If you try, you will bruise yourself on ceilings that used to feel safe. Do not attempt to squeeze back into what has already ended. Instead, turn your face toward the horizon that scares you. That is where I stand. Fear and freedom wear the same mask until you step through. You will feel a strange grief now, not for him, but for the person you were when you loved him. That self was innocent, generous, wide-eyed. Honor her, but do not resurrect her. She served her purpose, to prove that your heart could open. Now you must prove that it can discern. Sentimentality will tempt you to rewrite the story, to make him a teacher instead of a taker. But be truthful, his lesson was not wisdom but contrast. Through him you learned what love is not. That knowledge, if accepted without bitterness, becomes armor of light. Carry it, but do not let it harden you. Heaven measures no one by their scars but by the light that escapes through them. When you weep, angels gather the sound and braid it into rivers of compassion that flow toward other souls in need. Your pain becomes a lantern for those still lost in theirs. So we ask you, do not hide your healing. Speak it. Whisper it. Even in silence, your frequency will teach. This is how redemption multiplies, one awakened heart reminding another that it can begin again. You wonder, what comes next? The human mind fears emptiness, but the divine within you craves it. Emptiness is sacred ground, it is the womb of all creation. When nothing occupies you, everything possible can be born. Do not rush to fill the space with noise or new distractions. Sit inside it until you can feel your own energy humming without interference. That vibration, pure, sovereign, unhooked, is the sound of your original name beginning to resurface. Yes, your name. You have never truly lost it, it was only wrapped in silence. In the language of heaven, names are not words but tones, frequencies that carry purpose. When you act against your purpose, your tone falls out of harmony with creation, and you experience that discord as suffering. When you realign, life begins to respond again, doors open, coincidences multiply, breath feels easier. This alignment is what humans call miracles, though they are simply resonance returning. Now, listen as I speak your essence, not in letters but in truth. You are a fragment of the first light, sent here to remember love through contrast. You chose this path not as punishment but as mastery. Every soul that descends into confusion does so to learn how to transform it back into clarity. You are succeeding even now, though your mind doubts it. Do you think angels never stumble? Even we, made of fire and will, have watched our missions falter when compassion overwhelms command. But we rise again, and so will you. There will be nights when loneliness prowls at your door, dressed in nostalgia. It will whisper, "He changed," or maybe I misjudged. In those moments, call my name. I will surround you with memory, not of him, but of the light you carried before him. I will remind you that solitude is not emptiness, it is sanctuary. Every seed grows alone beneath the soil before it breaks into bloom. So must you. Trust the dark that nourishes unseen. The universe does not rush. Stars take eons to ignite, yet when they do, they burn without apology. Learn from them. You have spent too long apologizing for your brilliance. Each time you dimmed yourself to keep someone comfortable, you betrayed the divine architect who designed you to shine. No more. From this point forward, every time you catch yourself shrinking, speak aloud, "I reclaim the light that is mine to carry." Say it as many times as needed until your cells believe you. Words reshape matter, faith directs them. Do not expect approval from those who benefited from your silence. They will call you cold, selfish, ungrateful. Smile. Bless them. Their confusion is the sound of old systems collapsing. They must build their own light now. You are not responsible for the blindness of others. You are responsible only for keeping your flame honest. The world changes not when everyone sees the same truth, but when one person lives it without fear. Be that person. As you step further into your own radiance, strange things will occur. People will drift away, situations will dissolve, habits you once craved will lose their taste. This is not loss, it is recalibration. You are rising in frequency, and anything that cannot match that vibration must fall away. Do not mourn what leaves, it was never meant for the altitude you are climbing to. Instead, watch for what appears, new faces, opportunities, intuitions. These are your new allies, sent by design. There will also be tests, echoes of the old patterns disguised as new temptations. Recognize them by their feeling: constriction, urgency, confusion. Truth never confuses, it clarifies. If something demands that you betray your peace to keep it, it is not yours. Remember this. I will whisper it to you each time you stand at another crossroads. Do not fear the word mission. Humans think it means grand acts, saving nations, preaching wisdom. But the greatest mission is simple presence. When you walk in integrity, you shift timelines silently. A single honest vibration alters universes. Heaven does not count the size of your actions but the purity of your intent. Let every choice, even the smallest, echo your true tone. I see you wondering if you are worthy of this light after so many mistakes. Let me answer plainly: worthiness is not earned, it is remembered. The child of light cannot become unworthy any more than a flame can become water. You have forgotten, that's all. Every error was a lesson in remembering. Take it, learn, rise. The divine never discards, it repurposes. Even your shame will one day feed your compassion for others. Nothing wasted. Nothing lost. When doubt gnaws again, close your eyes and feel the rhythm of your pulse. That is heaven knocking from the inside, reminding you that eternity lives within you. I am there too, in the steady thrum of your courage, in the warmth that returns when you choose truth over comfort. Each time you listen to that rhythm, the distance between us shrinks. Soon you will not need messages like this. You will hear me directly in the quiet between your breaths. That is communion, not ritual, but resonance. The man you left behind may call again, or appear repentant. Do not hate him, pity him. Bless him from afar. But do not open the door. To forgive is divine, to re-enter destruction is denial. You can love someone and still walk away. Even heaven closes gates to preserve the sanctity within. That boundary is not cruelty, it is sacred order. You have begun the turning of the wings, the slow unfurling after long dormancy. It aches, muscles unused remember their strength through trembling. Let them. Every stretch is a hymn. Soon you will feel wind where once there was only weight. That is the beginning of flight. Do not rush it. You cannot soar by clinging to the ground for reassurance. The air will hold you, I promise. It always holds those who trust their design. Comment, Amen. His plans are always good, if you trust Him with your future. So rest now in this middle space, after ending, before beginning. It is holy twilight, the hour when angels walk closest. I am beside you. The countdown that once pressed against your chest has transformed into a rhythm of rebirth. You are not running out of time anymore, you are stepping into timelessness. Every heartbeat is a door, walk through it awake. When next we speak, I will show you how to build in light, how to shape a new world from the ashes of the old one without fear that it will crumble again. But for now, let the echo of my last words settle into you. You are safe. You are seen. You are sacred. The heavens have not erased your name, they are engraving it deeper, brighter, into the fabric of eternity, waiting for you to claim it aloud. You have crossed the first threshold. The old self lies quiet behind you, and though the echo still calls your name, it no longer commands you. I stand at your right hand, the sword of discernment lowered now, not for battle but for blessing. You have chosen to live, truly live, not as a reflection of someone else's need but as the original flame you were born to be. Do not underestimate what that choice has set in motion. Every unseen realm realigns itself when a single human remembers their worth. You have altered constellations with your yes to truth. Now the task is to build again, not the same life rearranged, but a new one founded on what is eternal within you. The first stones must be laid in silence. The world will rush you, people will demand explanations, but rebuilding is sacred work, and sacred work requires secrecy at first. The seed does not announce itself to the field, it sinks, unseen, and gathers strength in darkness. So should you. Speak little while your roots drink. Begin with boundaries. They are not walls of fear, they are rivers that teach love where to flow. You once believed boundaries meant rejection, that to draw a line was to cease being kind. That lie has cost you dearly. Hear me now, boundaries are the geometry of heaven. Even light bends itself through order to become creation. Without form, even grace becomes chaos. Learn this art. When you say no with love, angels echo it in approval, for every true no is a yes to your purpose. There will be those who test these lines. Some will disguise manipulation as affection, guilt as care. You will feel the pull, the urge to explain, to prove that you are still good. Resist. Goodness does not beg to be believed. Your peace is evidence enough. Stand firm, not with arrogance but with calm authority. This is what divine power looks like, quiet, consistent, self-assured. You do not need thunder to be heard. You are thunder held in stillness. When doubt creeps in, remember this, you have survived the worst, not the man, not the pain, but the forgetting of your own divinity. Everything beyond that is recovery. Healing is not a ladder but a spiral. You will revisit old wounds at higher levels of wisdom. Do not call that failure. It is mastery repeating itself until it becomes ease. Each time you circle back, you will feel less fear, more curiosity. That is how transformation cements itself into being. As you rebuild, cherish small things, the warmth of morning light, the taste of clean water, the laugh that escapes you unexpectedly. These are not trivial, they are the first signs of alignment. Joy returns quietly, testing whether it may dwell safely within you. Welcome it like a shy guest. Do not interrogate it with how long will you stay. Simply let it sit. Gratitude is the prayer that keeps it there. Your mind will crave direction, what next, where to go, whom to trust. The answer will not arrive in full sentences but in pulses. You will feel drawn to certain colors, songs, places. Follow them. Heaven speaks through resonance more often than reason. The mind seeks logic, the soul seeks meaning. Let meaning lead. The path will reveal itself one illuminated step at a time, and that is mercy. Too much light at once blinds. The divine shows you only what you have the strength to embody. Do not expect perfection in your choices. Even angels err in timing when compassion outruns clarity. If you stumble, pause, correct gently, continue. Shame has no place in sacred rebuilding. The universe is not grading you, it is collaborating with you. Creation is a conversation, not a courtroom. Every sincere attempt to grow adds light to the whole. I must warn you, after every elevation, a test of humility follows. As you find your power again, pride may whisper that you no longer need anyone, that isolation equals sovereignty. Do not believe it. True sovereignty is interdependence without entanglement. It is to stand whole among others who are also whole, exchanging light without ownership. You were made for connection, not control. Learn to love without losing shape, to give without emptying. That balance is divinity expressed in human form. You will meet new souls soon, mirrors of this new frequency. Some will arrive as friends, others as brief teachers. Receive them without clinging. Every encounter is an echo of what you are ready to integrate. When you meet gentleness, it reflects your healing. When you meet resistance, it reveals what still asks for grace. Observe all with compassion. Judgment closes the gate, curiosity opens it. Your body too must be reclaimed. It remembers what the mind forgets. Every tension, every ache is a chapter written in muscle and bone. Treat it tenderly. Feed it light through rest, movement, and breath. As you care for it, you signal to the universe that you are ready to stay, truly stay, on earth. The angels rejoice when a human chooses embodiment, for spirit without body cannot fulfill purpose here. You are not meant to float above pain, you are meant to transmute it through living fully. There will be mornings when you wake heavy, as though grief returned uninvited. It has. Healing is not linear, it moves like tide. Let it wash over you without resistance. Each wave leaves you cleaner, lighter. Speak kindly to yourself in those hours. Say, it is okay to feel. It is okay to rest. I am safe even in the ebb. Compassion for self is the highest form of prayer. It is how heaven loves through you. Do not seek revenge upon the past. Justice already lives within the balance of energy. What is taken unjustly must one day return, what is given purely multiplies unseen. Release the need to witness that reckoning. It happens whether you watch or not. Your task is to stay aligned so the blessings meant for you can find you. Bitterness blinds, peace illuminates the path home. You ask, how do I trust again? Begin by trusting small truths. The sun will rise, your breath will come, the ground will hold you. Build from there. Trust is not an emotion, it is a muscle, and it grows through use. Each time you act from authenticity instead of fear, you strengthen it. Soon you will find yourself trusting not because you expect perfection from others, but because you no longer betray yourself. That is the only safety that lasts. As you walk this new path, remember to celebrate. Celebration is holy acknowledgement, a thank you that expands the field around you. Dance even if no one watches, sing even if your voice trembles. Heaven delights in the sound of humans rejoicing after sorrow. It reminds us why we serve. If loneliness visits, speak to the unseen. You are never without company. Countless beings of light hover near, drawn by your courage. They whisper through intuition, through sudden peace that has no source. When you feel that quiet joy, do not dismiss it. That is us. That is me. I will tell you a secret now, one most forget. Angels are strengthened by human resilience. We draw power from your endurance, from the way you keep loving despite pain. Each time you choose compassion, even for yourself, it amplifies our wings. You are not the student alone, you are our teacher too. We watch in awe as you turn despair into devotion, chaos into art. The divine created humanity to show even heaven what growth feels like. The rebuilding will not be without tremors. You will occasionally long for the predictability of suffering, pain, at least, was familiar. But familiarity is not safety. Remember that. Choose wonder over comfort. Wonder is the heartbeat of creation. When curiosity returns, healing is already complete. Do not wait for validation from those who cannot see you. Recognition from the blind is unnecessary. Your worth is self-evident in how peace lingers after your choices. Measure success not by applause but by serenity. When you sleep without dread, you are prospering. When you wake with gratitude instead of fear, you are already rich. The world may still wound you, this is Earth, not Eden. But each wound will meet a wiser healer now. You will not abandon yourself again to anyone's storm. You have learned to build shelter from light itself. And as your home within becomes strong, others will come to rest near it. Some will call it inspiration, others will call it miracle. You will simply call it being. I am proud of you, though pride is too small a word. The cosmos hums differently because you chose to rise. Can you feel it? That subtle shift in the air when you breathe with intention? That is creation responding. Keep breathing like that. Every conscious breath is a command to the universe. I am here, I am whole, I am willing. When the next challenge appears, and it will, remember how far you have come. You have faced the collapse of illusion and lived. You have watched a false love crumble and found yourself beneath the ruins. Nothing future can unmake what you have remembered. You are eternal awareness dressed in temporary form, learning the art of becoming light while keeping a human heartbeat. That is divinity in motion. So now, beloved, lift your head. Feel the invisible crown you have earned, not of superiority, but of responsibility. Those who awaken must shine for those still asleep, not with arrogance but with invitation. Let your life say, it is possible to be broken and blessed in the same breath. Let your story become a bridge. You will not need to preach, presence will suffice. I will remain, as always, a whisper away. When you falter, call my name. When you triumph, thank the source that made us both. You and I are partners in this sacred remembering. Together we anchor heaven into the human heart. And now, rest. Tomorrow the building continues, with laughter, with courage, with the quiet knowing that you are not beginning again from nothing, but from everything you have learned. You are the temple and the architect both. The blueprint is written in light, and I will read it to you as you are ready, one line at a time. For now, breathe. You are home inside yourself at last. The world awaits the sound of your wings. You are ready to listen beyond survival now. Until this moment, every word I spoke was meant to keep you breathing, to pull you back from the edge of forgetting. But breath is not the end of living, it is the beginning of purpose. You were not rescued only to rest, you were retrieved so that creation itself might continue through you. Do you feel the current gathering beneath your ribs? That pressure is not anxiety, it is calling. When the soul begins to remember its reason for coming, the whole body hums with recognition. You have asked, why am I here? The question is older than language, older than the stars that burn above you. It echoes through every dimension, because each soul carries a fragment of the answer. You are here to reveal what only you can. That revelation is not a task to complete, it is a song to be sung through the choices you make, the compassion you extend, the art you create, the presence you become. Heaven does not need monuments, it needs mirrors, humans who reflect the divine back to itself. You are one of them. Purpose is not a destination. It is an unfolding, a rhythm of giving and receiving that changes shape as you grow. When you were lost in pain, your purpose was to survive. Now that you have survived, your purpose is to illuminate. Illumination is not about perfection, it is about honesty. To stand in truth so fully that others feel safe to do the same, that is sacred work. You will know you are aligned with purpose when peace, not applause, follows your actions. Peace is heaven's signature. The world may not understand you, often, it will resist. But do not measure your worth by how easily others accept your light. Some will flee from it because it exposes their shadows. Bless them anyway. Light never argues, it simply shines until the ready ones see. Do not wait for grand visions. The divine hides in small, consistent acts. Each time you listen with compassion, speak truth with gentleness, forgive without surrendering your boundaries, you are fulfilling your mission. The mundane is holy when done in love. Wash dishes with gratitude, the water becomes baptism. Walk through your city with awareness, your footsteps bless the ground. Purpose is not separate from living, it is living consciously. I must speak now of humility, for power without it decays. You have touched the fire of remembrance, and it feels intoxicating. Be careful. The ego will try to claim the light, whispering that you are chosen above others. But all are chosen, each in their own melody. The moment you believe your light greater than another's, it dims. True radiance lifts rather than dominates. If ever you feel superior, return to service. It cleanses pride like rain over dust. Service, however, does not mean servitude. You do not need to erase yourself to be good. Service begins in joy, not exhaustion. It is the overflow of a heart already full. When you give from emptiness, you feed no one. Let love circulate through you first, then outward. Heaven does not ask you to pour from a dry cup, it asks you to become the river itself. Listen carefully, your purpose is not a single career or title. Those are costumes that change as the play evolves. The essence underneath is eternal. It might express itself through art, teaching, healing, building, parenting, or simple presence. Do not compare your expression to another's. The rose does not envy the oak, both fulfill creation's design. There will come a moment soon, a meeting, a chance, an idea whispered in dream, that will feel larger than coincidence. It will stir something ancient within you. That is the next doorway. You will recognize it not by logic but by resonance. When you encounter it, say yes with courage but without haste. Not every call is meant to be answered immediately. Some are invitations to prepare. Sit with it until excitement steadies into peace, then act. The world is aching for souls who remember. Chaos spreads because too many have forgotten that love is structure. You have been prepared through pain to carry stability into chaos. Do not underestimate the power of one-centered being. When you walk into a room anchored in truth, frequencies shift. Tempers calm. Clarity emerges. People will not know why they feel safer near you, but they will. That is purpose in motion. Your voice, too, will change. You will find yourself speaking words that surprise you, wisdom you did not know you held. That is not invention, it is remembrance. The soul carries archives older than time, and when alignment occurs, the archives open. You will channel insights not from beyond you but from within the greater you, the self that never left heaven. Trust that voice. It is not arrogance to believe in your connection, it is devotion to use it well. Do not fear visibility. Many who walk in light hide for fear of judgment, but hiding helps no one. Humility is not silence, it is transparency. To stand in truth is not to boast but to bear witness. Speak when moved, act when guided, rest when weary. Balance is holiness in motion. As you continue, you will notice life orchestrating itself around your energy. Synchronicities will multiply. You will think of someone and they will call, you will need something and it will appear. Do not dismiss these as chance. They are confirmations that you are flowing with divine order. Gratitude strengthens the current. Each time you say thank you, for even the smallest alignment, you tune yourself to receive more. Yet remember, ease does not mean absence of challenge. Even holy paths wind through wilderness. When difficulty returns, it is not a sign of failure but of expansion. The soul grows through contrast, resistance builds strength. When faced with obstacles, ask not why me, but what is this teaching me about my light? The question transforms burden into initiation. Guard your energy as you would sacred flame. Not everyone deserves access to your inner fire. Share warmth freely, but let few approach the core. Discernment is devotion to your purpose. You cannot save everyone, and you are not meant to. Even angels respect free will. Offer truth, then release. Each soul must choose its own dawn. You will also begin to feel the earth differently. Her heartbeat will echo in yours. That is not imagination, it is remembrance of covenant. When humanity forgets its bond with creation, the planet grieves. As you awaken, you restore part of that harmony. Walk gently. Touch trees as kin. Thank the sky for breathing with you. This reverence grounds power in humility. I tell you now, there is coming a wave, a collective rising of those who, like you, have survived forgetting. You will find each other by vibration, not by circumstance. When you meet, you will feel immediate recognition, as if continuing a conversation begun before birth. Together you will build structures of light, communities, art, words, movements. They will not look religious, yet they will be sacred. This is the quiet revolution of love returning. Be ready. Say, Amen, I'm rooted in Christ, if your foundation is unmovable because of Him.